Welcome to this week's video golf tip. My name is Jeff Harrison and I'm located at the First Tee here in Palm Desert, California, and I want to thank you for joining us on this week's video golf tip. Today I want to talk a little bit about the short game and how we can control our distance simply by rotating our body faster or slower. But before we get started, I want to show you what it takes to start building a good solid foundation. I like to say we're building a platform, and I like to use our core, which is basically our torso, and I like to say from our chin to our belt line or our navel. I like specifically our navel, and it's the rotation of the torso that controls the length and the speed of our swing. So we want to have an understanding of how we build the rotation. It's actually smaller than you think. Most people think you have to have this big shoulder turn, and that's actually an effect of a good rotation with the torso, specifically the navel. And what I want you to think about is the navel. If you had a laser coming right out of your navel and you're standing against a really large clock and you're the 12 o'clock above your head and the 6 o'clock below your feet, if you made a turn, I only want that navel to point to about 8 o'clock. That's a full turn with your torso. The faster you turn that, the more your shoulders will separate and give you that big shoulder turn that we always heard about. So now what we need to do is we need to make sure that we also keep this in line with how far we go, how fast we go. And the way to do that is to think about our golf swing as a whole. It's like a pendulum. If we think about a pendulum, it has some common things. It looks like it goes back and through the same speed, and it looks like the length is fairly the same. The other thing that's important to think about a pendulum is the fact that the bottom of the arc, or where that ball is, that's the fastest part of your golf swing. So we're going to let the rotation speed of our body dictate the length and the speed of the club. So the next time you're working on how far to hit it, it's not how long you take it, but it's how much speed you put into it, because that's simple physics. Speed times mass equals distance, the mass being your body and the weight of the golf club. So let's get started. I'm going to show you a few things that we need to get started as far as setting up a nice practice session and start training our body, as I say, to build this platform of understanding how fast of a turn equals a certain distance that we're going to hit this. I like using some rings just to give me an idea, a little smaller target, and then I take some cones and I also put those in the middle. So now I have a nice little target out there. Sometimes I'll also use a few golf shafts to help me line up properly. Okay, let's go out there and let's get this set up. So I'm going to walk out and set up my practice area. Now, of course, some of you may not have the opportunity to walk out on your own range, but you can certainly take a laser or get an idea how far your target is and then start training your body to hit the ball that far. So now I've got my range set up. I'm going to go ahead and hit a few balls, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to that first target that you see out there, and that's only about 30% of my full shot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start warming my body up, and I'm going to start thinking, as I mentioned earlier, like a pendulum. And I'm going to think, okay, maybe that's 3 back, 3 through. There's that constant or that balanced pace back and through. But if you notice, it's 8 o'clock, 3 o'clock. My navel's pointing right at the target. And if you notice, even though it's a small shot, I've got full weight shift. My body's turned to the target. I'm not sacrificing a good golf swing just because I've got a shorter swing or a shorter distance. And that's real key. I think that's one of the things that you can improve, everyone can improve on their golf game. If we remember, even these little shots, it's a full rotation back and through. Full rotation is 8 o'clock, 3 o'clock. And that speed will dictate how long of a swing I hit. So if you notice, I'm just hitting some nice little soft shots. These are about 30 yards. I've now moved up to a little bit longer distance, and if you'll notice when I make this swing, note the size of the swing. It's a little bit longer. Maybe I'm now hitting it about the 50% pace. And if you notice, it's about half of a golf swing. But if you notice the swing, I'm finishing the entire golf swing. I'm turning and turning. That's my only thought there. I'm turning my navel to about 8 o'clock and then 3 o'clock. Nice full finish every time. Now in this last segment of shots, you'll notice that my length of swing gets longer, as does the speed of my swing. And all I'm doing here is I'm hitting just some short little shots. And again, even in the size of the shot, it's just turn and turn, and you'll see that it's a little bit longer. This is, I'm hitting at about 75%. So this is my 100-yard club, so that's about a 75-yard shot. But if you notice again, it's not any big long swing, it's all based on pace. So I'm turning 8 o'clock to 3 o'clock every time. If you'll adopt this and add this to your practice session, picking some targets, and start letting the speed of your body control the distance instead of how long you're going to make it, the next time you have something that's other than a full shot, you'll look forward to it because you'll know what the ingredients are, what percentage of a full swing you're going to need to execute that shot. Good luck, and I will see you next week on Weekly Golf Tip with Jeff Harrison. Have a great holiday, everyone.